What if there was a way for you to take ChatGPT headlines that chat writes, those kind of lame headlines, they don't really work, and supercharge them, put them on steroids, pocket more cash above a sales letter, above a VSL, a webinar, you name it. Well, here's what I did. I took a headline originally written by ChatGPT, and then I put it through a simple 4-step headline checklist. This is something you do manually, okay? And the result was an extra $40,000 in just 5 days and counting, with only a few thousand people hitting the page. So we're not talking about a launch or serious traffic, no massive list sends, just a near magical headline formula that works like a charm almost every single time you apply it. I'm going to teach it to you today. I'm John Benson, and this is Sales Copy Secrets. Welcome back, and let's take a look at my headline that's live right now for one of my offers, and it's called Chat Letters. Now, this is an offer that creates sales letters in minutes using, you can probably guess, ChatGPT, everyone's favorite AI and everyone's favorite villain of the world that's going to destroy everything like Terminator. No, I'm kidding, it won't do that. It just will write pretty good copy on its own, badass copy if you listen to me and do a few tricks, okay? I did the same thing that I just talked about above, that 4-step checklist, because I wanted my human touch on this headline. I think that you need a human touch to make AI copy really sing. Now, we'll look at the headline that we ended up with and the subheadline, analyze it, and I'll show you what I did. Here's the headline. New ChatGPT pre-prompting hack lets you create high-profit sales pages that clone proven winners, rewritten for any offer in minutes. And now the subheadline. This makes creating a sales letter for any offer virtually cut and paste simple. Each section done in minutes. No copywriting skills required, and converts like an A-lister wrote it. Just use it before this little-known copy loophole closes. Okay, there's a lot to dissect there because that is a meaty headline and subheadline. And I used the 4U formula to really make it so. That was made famous by the legendary copywriter Bob Bly. The 4 U's are urgent, unique, useful, and ultra specific. Let's look at what I'm doing with each of these 4 U's. Let's take uniqueness first. I start with the word new. Well, that immediately creates a feeling of uniqueness. This is a brand new thing, and new stands apart from any other unique modifier when it comes down to making things sound unique. Pre-prompting is the next thing, and it is totally unique because it's a word that I created. So guarantee you've never heard it before unless you've been listening to me. I even trademarked it. Can you believe it? So what follows pre-prompting is even more cool to me. It's my favorite part of this headline, and it's the word hack. Okay? Are you kidding me? I can hack ChatGPT? How cool is that? Yeah. This is a perfect 10 on the scale of uniqueness, of 1 to 10 on the scale of uniqueness. And it only took one word, hack, to really push it from an 8 to a 10. All right, let's look at number 2, the second U, ultra specific. Now, what does this do for you specifically is the question. What is it specifically? I mean, let me tell you something. Being vague you'll never be invited to my Christmas party if you're being vague. You just won't. I will never talk to you. I'm going to delete if I had a cell phone here, I would delete your number from it. I would. If you are vague, don't be vague. It's a headline killer. You can be more vague and mysterious in your headline if your subheadline is super specific. But hey, I want you to practice specificity because copy is specific. Great copy is super specific. So let's look at the specificity copy in that headline. Well, first of all, ChatGPT. Well, that's obviously very specific to one AI platform. Pre-prompting, again, you can't get more specific than a trademarked unique mechanism. That's pretty specific. This is specifically for sales pages, not just any copy. I didn't say all sales copy, just sales pages. Now, there's more in the uniqueness factor, but you get the picture. Let's go on to point number 3, useful. Useful sounds really boring, but to be honest with you, it's benefits and it starts with a B, doesn't start with a U. So they were trying to get 4 U's out of it. So useful. Benefits. Think rich benefits. My headlines and subheadlines are always loaded with benefits. These are not features of a product. I want you to bear that in mind. This is not a feature. This is something it gives you or takes a pain away. Okay? That's what you want. Now, you can argue that pre-prompting, yet again, is in this category as it is a feature that is kind of built in. It sounds like it's a benefit built in. Pre-prompting, it sounds kind of mysterious, but that's really the unique mechanism. But followed by hack, it makes it even more useful. This sounds like a benefit. Wow, it's a hack. It's going to make it easier. Sales pages in minutes spells out the easy. Now that would have been a good benefit, but not a great benefit. Unless you already know how valuable a sales page is, and I'm not going to assume that you do, even if you are a copywriter. And by the way, this is why I start the actual sales letter, which you're going to see on the screen right now, with these 4 sentences. Legendary copywriter Gary Halbert said it best. You're only one good sales letter away from true wealth. That's why just one high converting sales letter can be worth thousands, even millions in revenue to you. In a few hours from now, you can stop staring at a blank page and start staring at your finished sales letter. Now, I don't assume the reader knows how much a sales page is worth. Do you see what I'm talking about here? You have to back way, way off when writing copy. You can't assume much of anything. Explain, get specific. Now, here's a hint. I'm going to come back to this in a moment, so hang with me. ChatGPT actually wrote about 85 to 90% of that sales letter you just saw. No joke. Oh, no joke. Now, of course, it couldn't do that without that pre-prompting hack I'm talking about in the headline. But hey, if I'm going to write it by hand and I'm selling a ChatGPT sales letter offer, it just didn't set well with me ethically at all. Now, I could obviously write it by hand. I'm a pro copywriter, but I used my own course to write it instead. Did it convert? Hell yeah, it did. It wasn't my highest converting sales page, but it clocked in at about 5% conversions with the offer at $469. So higher price and solid conversions for a very specific product, specifically for sales pages. The copy really did do its job. Okay, there are more benefits here, and these are what I call reverse benefits. Some copywriters like to phrase everything in the positive. I've heard that taught as a technique, for example. I don't, because I know that we live mostly in a negative zone. 75% negative, 25% positive is what most psychologists say. I don't like that at all. I like to think I'm much more positive than that, but that's statistically what humans are. So I phrase things sometimes in reverse. And here's what that means. Instead of what something will give you, I talk about the pain that you will not have to endure or what's not necessary. For example, no copy skills required in this example here. And of course, the regular benefits like reads like an A-lister, done in minutes, clones existing winners. This is loaded with both positive and reverse benefits. Now, finally, the easiest one to forget, and in fact, I did forget. I launched the original offer without this, then I added it after I went through this For You checklist, and the conversions went up a full %. That's a lot of money in the long run, and that is urgency. And here's my urgent sentence. Just do it before this little known copy loophole closes. Now, that became my favorite total line. And it actually is as cool as hacks for me, okay? It's that cool. The copy loophole, what the hell is that? Okay, now I was only inspired to write that because I was looking at the For Yous, I was listening to my friend Bob Bly, talking about this on my AI Copy Collective Mastermind call. He was one of our weekly guests, and it reminded me of what I already knew. Now, I knew this before, but this is the thing. You need to be reminded more than you need to actually even learn stuff. That's why these videos you're watching right now are so important. Sure, I can teach you stuff, but hopefully I'm reminding you of stuff that maybe you learned years ago. And I think that's what we all need. We need to be constantly reminded. Okay, that's just kind of a cool thing. And that's why you should sub to this channel. You should smash that sub button. You should smash and pulverize that like button. And you should leave me a comment saying, hey, you look just like Christian Bale and John Hamm put together. That's what I would love for you to say. And I will believe you. I promise. Okay, I had to think about that copy loophole. Okay, how can I get urgency without saying something like before the timer on the page hits 0? Kind of lame, even though that's okay. I wanted to do something a little bit more clever, and I am a professional copywriter, so I cheated just a little bit. All right, okay. What I'm doing in ChatGPT may not last forever. And that was the conversation I was having with a buddy of mine. You know, one day this may stop. What we're doing, this whole pre-prompting thing, it may not work forever. I don't know, because it changes every week, so who knows? And I called it a loophole, a copy loophole, and presto, urgency. You want to see the sales page for real? And do you want ChatGPT to write sales pages for you with virtually cut and paste simplicity? Then hey, you need to check out chat letters. The link is below, and now you know a little bit about the background of the letter, because remember, 85 to 90% of it was written using ChatGPT inside my chat letters course, with about 15 minutes of editing on my part. Now listen, I'm a pro copywriter, so obviously I could write these on my own, but I didn't create chat letters for me. I created it for folks that are non-pros or that are pros and want to just be a lot better, or for marketers that struggle with copy and want to simplify their work so they can focus on their business. So if you are any of those, or even if you're just a badass and you just want to up yourself one little bit on the AI scale, I want you to check it out below. Let me know what you think. Until next time, I'm Benson. I'm here to help make you unignorable.